name's Lucinda Brock and I'm a chartered physiotherapist, and we teach Pilates at Chipping Norton Physio and have set up our own YouTube channel to try and help people to get through coronavirus, particularly whilst they're spending more time at home. So what I'm going to do now is just a mat work session. We have got other warm-up sessions on the YouTube channel, so start with one of those and then come and join us on the floor. So we're going to start off lying onto our backs, so you're going to bring yourself down onto the floor. And what I want you to be thinking about is, first of all, just checking your posture. So you're going to just make sure that your feet are flat on the floor and that you can feel your big toe, little toe and heel underneath you. Your knees are pointing up to the ceiling, and then you're going to think about that position of your spine. So in Pilates we talk about our neutral spine position, so you're just going to find that midpoint of your spine, which is your neutral spine position. So the first thing you're going to do is to flatten your back down into the mat, and then arch it all the way up. And then you're going to come back to halfway between the two. So it's as if you could fit a little grape underneath your spine, underneath the bottom of your spine. You're then going to make sure that the back of your rib cage is relaxed down onto the mat and that your shoulder blades are melting away into the floor. So you've got really nice wide collarbones. And then just think about the back of your neck, and you want to make sure that it's nice and long, and so you could gently tuck your chin down towards your chest to keep that long neck. And then when you're ready, we're just going to start off with a nice simple exercise called the hip twist, and we're going to start at level 1. So I want you to picture an imaginary tray of drinks lying on your tummy, and when you're ready, you're going to breathe out to let one knee drift away from the midline out to the side, and breathe in to bring it back up again. And then the other side, breathing out to go away, and breathing in to come back up again. And then the same again, breathing out to go away, and breathing in to come back up. And again. So whilst you're doing this, we're just gently getting the inner thigh working, but we're starting to think about that stability through the middle. So we're making sure that as the leg moves, it's moving on its own, the body doesn't have to join in. So that tray of drinks is staying really nice and stable, resting on your tummy. And you're going to do one more to each side. Lovely. We're going to take it up to level 2. So your centre's set, and you're going to float one leg up to tabletop. Breath in to hold it there. And then when you're ready, check that your centre's set. And as you next breathe out, take the foot and the knee out to the side away from you. And breathe in to come back up again. And again, breathing out to go away. And breathing in to come up. Well done. Keep those collarbones nice and relaxed. And we're going to do one more on this side. So that tray of drinks is still sitting beautifully on your tummy. You're only going as far as you can control the movement. We're going to change legs. So on the other side, you're going to come up to tabletop. Breath in to hold. And as you breathe out, let the foot and the knee drift out to the side, keeping your centre set. So again, the middle part of you is not moving, just the one leg. So only going as far as you can control. So as soon as you start to feel the opposite bottom cheek starting to lift, you're going to bring that knee back up again. And we're going to do 2 more. Fantastic. And then relax down. Well done. We're going to come back to tabletop again in a moment to get those legs working a little bit more. And this time we're going to still be thinking about this area, but making sure that it doesn't arch. So I want you to picture that little grape underneath your spine, and you're going to gently hold it in place. So you're going to keep your centre set, and when you're ready, you're going to float one leg up to tabletop. Breath in to hold it there, and then breathe out to stretch your toes away from you. And breathe in to come back in again, and place the foot down. On the other side, breathing out to tabletop, breath in to hold, breathe out to stretch away, and breathe in to come back, and place the foot down. So for those of our clients that have been with us for a long while, you might know a few variations on this one. You might want to let your heel sink down, or you might want to add in an arm, but just keeping that movement nice and gentle if you prefer. Well done. We're going to do one more on each side. Lovely. And relax down again. Going to do a little bit of gentle work for the arms. So you're going to float both hands up to point to the ceiling and relax your shoulder blades right down off the mat. So you've still got those lovely wide collarbones. And when you're ready, you're going to breathe out to take both arms overhead behind you and breathe in to circle them round and back to their starting point. And again, breathing out to go overhead and breathing in to circle round. Main focus is to keep the back of your rib cage on the mat, so as those arms drift overhead, again, you're only going to go as far as you feel comfortable with. As soon as you feel that rib cage starting to lift, you're going to start to move those arms back towards the starting point. So just allowing those shoulders to move freely. Fantastic. We're going to take it up a level, but if it's at all uncomfortable, particularly if it's putting any pressure on your back, then you're going to bring those feet back to the floor. But if you can do, you're going to bring one leg up. Draw the rib cage to the hips, bring the other leg up. And you're going to bring your feet and knees right next door to each other. When you're ready, the arms are going to carry on moving. So you're breathing out to go overhead and breathing in to circle round. Still, that spine is in the same position. So you've got that little grate placed underneath your back and the back of your rib cage is resting on the mat. Any discomfort, you might find that you want to put just one leg down and carry on that movement. And then you would swap over, but feel free to have either both feet on the ground or both feet in tabletop. We're going to do one more circle. And then you're going to let one leg come down and then the other leg come down and then bring the arms down to your side. Well done. Going to do some very gentle tummy work next. So we're just starting to think about just engaging those abdominal muscles. What I want you to make sure of is that you've got those deep abdominals underneath. So you're going to think about setting your centre. And I will do a separate video on setting your centre for anybody that's new to Pilates, but initially I just want to keep our current clients working. But so setting your centre, you're just that gentle think about the pelvic floor and the deep tummy muscles. So switching those on first, and you're then going to pop your hands behind your head and rest your hands down onto your little towel behind your head. When you're ready, you're going to set your centre first. So those deep tummy muscles switch on first. And then when you're ready, rib cage is drawn down to the hips and you're going to float the shoulder blades so you come to look between your knees. Breath in to hold it there and breathe out to relax down. And then again, when you're ready, rib cage to hips, lift the shoulder blades, breath in to hold and breathe out to relax. And again. So not working those tummy muscles hard, really thinking about leading with your rib cage. So that's where the movement is starting from, keeping your chin gently tucked back. You could imagine a little plum tucked underneath your chin. And if you're starting to reach with your chin, then you're going to be dropping that plum. 2 more. I was forgetting to hold it for a breath in. So see if you can keep it up there for that breath in. Well done, and relax down again. We're then going to start to work across the tummy. So the movement starts exactly the same as that abdo prep. When we do our oblique prep, we're just going to add in a little twist. So when you're ready, set your centre. Draw the rib cage to hips, lift the shoulder blades, and then twist to look at your left hip. Breath in to hold, and breathe out to relax down. And then again, rib cage to hips, lift the shoulder blades, twist to look at your right hip. Breath in to hold, and breathe out to relax down. And again to the left. Don't forget that breath in to hold, like I'm quite likely to do. We're going to do 2 more to each side. If you feel you could work a little bit harder, you could drop that rest down in between and just hover and twist to the other side. But whichever you prefer, either allowing yourself to rest down or just coming back to the middle. Once you're done, allow yourself to relax down, bring your arms down to the side. If you want to stretch your back out, you just pull your knees into your tummy for a moment and give your back a little bit of a wiggle from side to side. And then let one leg come down and then the other leg come down. Fantastic. We're going to finish off in this position with our shoulder bridge. So we're really thinking about getting the spine moving with this exercise. You're going to make your bottom work a little bit, but the main focus is on that spinal movement. So you're going to set your centre, and when you're ready, you're going to flatten your back down into the mat, lift your bottom, and then lift one bone at a time until you come up to rest on your shoulder blades. Breath in at the top, and then breathe out to roll back down again, making a dent in the mat with each bone on the way down. Breath in at the bottom, and then breathe out to roll back up again. Breath in at the top, and breathe out to roll down. So I want you to picture your spine like a string of pearls lying on the mat, and when you're ready, you're going to lift one pearl up at a time. Taking that breath in at the top, and then placing them back down one at a time. You may find that you've got stiff bits through the spine, so some bits may feel like they all come up in one go. You're just going to see if you can gently get them moving. You shouldn't be causing yourself pain at all, but it's okay to feel a little bit of a stretch. And we're just going to do one more. Fantastic. And then allow yourself to relax down onto the mat. Feel that back should hopefully feel looser, and allow it to just rest for a moment. And then when you're ready, we're going to slowly turn onto our sides so that we can start to work slightly different parts of the body. So first of all, you're going to place one arm up above you if you're able to. If that's uncomfortable on the shoulder, feel free to bring it in underneath you. And we're going to start off with the clam at level 1. So you want to make sure that your knees are bent and your feet are lined up with your bottom. In this position, you're going to still think about your neutral spine position. You just want to make sure that you haven't allowed yourself to sink into the floor, that there's a little bit of space under there. If you're not sure if it's there, you're going to gently push your top hip away from you a little bit, and that should bring you more into that neutral spine position. This top hand is just resting gently in front of you. That shoulder should be nice and loose. When you're ready, you're going to keep your centre set, and you're going to breathe out to float that top knee up towards the ceiling, and breathe in to slowly lower. And again, when you're ready, breathing out to lift, and breathing in to lower. The challenge with this exercise is to make sure that you don't roll over backwards. So if you pop your hand onto your top hip, you should just feel that there's very little happening from the waist, that those hips are staying stacked right on top of each other. And the work should be coming from the side of your bottom. So that's where you should be feeling the action happening. Two more. Lovely. And then relax down again. We're going to do another set, which we're going to do at level 2. So you're going to float both feet 8 inches up into the air. When you're ready, first of all, check for that little grape underneath your waist. It has a temptation to move. If it's not there, push that top hip away from you. And then when you're ready, breathe out to lift your top knee, and breathe in to slowly lower. And again, breathe out to lift, and breathe in to lower. So again, if you've been doing our classes for a while, you might be able to think of a few different variations for this exercise, which you might want to have a go at to make yourself work a little bit harder. So you might try straightening that top leg. or you might try pausing at the top of that movement, but otherwise just focusing on your breathing, breathing out to lift and breathing in to lower. And we're going to do 2 more. Lovely. And then relax down. Give that bottom a quick rub if it needs it. And then we're going to bring the top leg over in front and straighten your bottom leg away from you. It's going to be slightly harder to see on the video. Any discomfort in this top leg, top knee or top bottom cheek, you're just going to put a small pillow underneath that knee and that should take the pressure off that area. But then when you can do, you're going to float your bottom leg, so it's only going to come an inch or so off the floor. The grape is still in place underneath the waist, so again, if it's not, push that top hip slightly away from you. And then when you're ready, you're going to glide your top leg forwards and back. So it's a little bit like you're polishing the floor. You want to make sure that your kneecap is pointing forwards, so that you haven't allowed that lower leg to twist. And it's almost as if your big toe is slightly reaching for the ceiling. So just breathing normally as you're doing it, just slow and steady. You are going to be thinking about your centre being set. And so only that lower leg should be moving, the rest of your body should be relaxed and still. And so we're just gently working that inner thigh. Shouldn't be hard work, but you should be able to feel where the work is coming from. Lovely. Once more forwards and back, and relax down again. We're then going to lift and lower that bottom leg. So keeping your centre set, you're just going to gently lift and lower. And again, lift and lower. Three more to go. Lovely. And relax down again. Place both legs back on top of each other, so you're coming back into a pencil straight line. Excuse me. When you look down your body, you should just be able to see your toes sticking out at the bottom of the body. And that's how we measure that pencil straight line. And we're going to just start to work through the top leg and the bottom leg together. So you're going to keep your centre set, going to float your top leg just to the horizontal, going to bring the bottom leg to join it, and you're going to lower both. And again, top leg, bottom leg, and lower. So that middle part, you shouldn't be working too hard. There will be a little bit of muscle work going on, but it shouldn't need to move. Keep that top shoulder relaxed. Make sure the shoulder and neck are staying nice and relaxed too. And again, we're going to do 2 more. And then relax down again. Fantastic. Top leg only next. So when you're ready, you're going to breathe out to float that top leg and breathe in to bring it down again. And again, breathing out to lift and breathing in to lower. If you can do, you're going to get your fancy footwork going. I'm not sure you can see my toes, but you're going to point your toes as you lift and bring them towards you as you come down. So pointed to lift and towards you to come down. Two more. Fantastic. Our final one, we're going to lift that top leg just to the horizontal again, and we're going to glide it forwards and back. So you're just thinking this time you're polishing the table. And I want you to just make sure that your middle is staying as still as possible. So you're only going as far as you can control it. So you're just making sure that your middle is staying steady, that top shoulder is still nice and relaxed as that lower leg moves. And again, we're going to be working the outer bottom and maybe down into the top side of that thigh. And we're going to do 2 more. And then when you're done, you're going to let that foot come down, let your knees bend, give your bottom a good rub. We're just going to do a brief exercise to get that upper back moving and twisting. So if you've got a bigger head pad around, you're going to swap your head pads over, rest your head down onto the big head pad and point both arms out ahead of you so that we can do our arm openings. So when you're ready, keeping your centre set, you're going to keep your knees blue tacked to the floor and you're going to lift that top arm. Follow it with your eyes as it goes over behind you. And then when you're ready, you're going to breathe in to come back down again. And again, breathing out to go up and over, following with your eyes, allowing your shoulders to open out towards the ceiling. And breathing in to come down. 2 more times. Well done, and then relax down again. We're then going to turn onto our tummies. Not quite sure how this is going to work with the video, but we've got to find out sometime. So when you're ready, you're going to slowly bring yourself onto your front. We're going to be doing our swimming exercise at level 1 to start off with, so just working through the legs. So you're going to rest your head down either onto your head pad or just down onto your hands. So you're going to bring yourself down, allow the head to completely relax. And then when you're ready, you're just going to think about your neutral spine position again. So you're going to tuck your tailbone very gently towards your toes, which just means that your tummy's not relaxed down onto the mat. We're then going to go for a small lift of the legs, so keeping your head relaxed. When you're ready, you're going to float one leg just an inch or so off the mat. And breathe in to place it down. And then the same on the other side, breathing out to lift and breathing in to lower. So the real focus is on keeping the tailbone tucked to the toes as you go for a little lift on one side and then on the other side. Well done. Slow and steady. Top half of your body staying beautifully relaxed. Well done. Once more on each side. Well done. And then relaxing down, we're going to add in the arms. So you're going to rest your forehead down onto the towel and you're going to point both arms out ahead of you. Keep those arms in a comfortable position for your shoulders. So if they're more comfortable down beside you, that's absolutely fine. But if you're able to, you're going to stretch them out away from you. And we're going to work through opposite arm and leg. So when you're ready, you're going to tuck the tailbone to the toes, set your centre, and as you breathe out, you're going to float your left arm and your right leg. And breathe in to come down. And your right arm and your left leg. And breathe in to come down. And again on the first side. So just a small lift. If you lift too high, you're going to find that your tummy wants to be pushed down into the mat and you're trying not to move the back. So the movement is all coming from an arm and a leg, not from the spine. Well done. So keeping your bottom muscles gently switched on. Two more to each side. Fantastic. And then relax down. Well done. We're just going to come up to briefly stretch out the back. So when you're ready, you're going to come onto your knees if you're able to. And then keeping your hands out ahead of you, when you're ready, you're just going to slowly sink back towards your heels to allow the back to stretch and take a deep breath in and breathe out to let yourself sink down towards the floor. Take another deep breath in and breathe out to relax. And then bringing yourself up, but when you're ready, you're going to take both of your head pads with you to the other end of the mat so that we can do the other side. So we're starting off with a clam again, so you want one arm out above you, and then you want your head pad between your head and your arm. Your knees are bent and your feet are lined up with your bottom. Check for that little grape underneath your waist. If it's not there, push that top hip away from you. Keeping your centre set, you're going to breathe out to lift the top knee, and breathe in to slowly lower. So remember, those hips have got to stay stacked. If anything, I want you to tilt them slightly forwards, which will mean that that work comes more into the side of your bottom. Well done. Check that top shoulder's nice and relaxed. Three more. Well done. And we're going to take it up to level 2. So floating both feet 8 inches up in the air. Check that little grape underneath your waist. And then when you're ready, breathe out to lift. And breathe in to lower. And again. Well done. If you want to add in any variations like straightening a leg or keeping that knee up for longer, then feel free. And we're going to do 2 more. Well done. And then relax down and give that bottom a good rub. Going to let your top leg come over in front, straighten your bottom leg away from you. Check for the grape still underneath the waist, and when you're ready, you're going to lift your lower leg and gently glide it forwards and back. So you're polishing the floor again. Kneecap is pointing forwards, and your big toe is almost reaching for the ceiling. So it's still only a little lift through the leg, just to make sure that you haven't allowed your waist to sink down into the floor. If you're not sure, you're pushing that top hip away from you. Two more times, forwards and back. Well done, and relax down again. When you're ready, the bottom leg is going to lift and lower. So you're breathing out to lift and in to lower. And again, keep that top shoulder relaxed. Two more times. Lovely, and relax back down again. Perfect. Place both legs back on top of each other so you're in your pencil straight line. Check that you can see your toes sticking out at the bottom. And then when you're ready, we're going to do top leg, then bottom leg. So you're going to bring the top leg just to the horizontal. Bring the bottom leg to join it. And then slowly lower both. And again, top leg, bottom leg, and lower. Try to keep the top shoulder relaxed so there's a little bit of weight. Imagine your hands resting on eggshells. And we're going to do 2 more. And relax down. Fantastic. We're going to do top leg only. So when you're ready, keeping your center set, float the top leg up and breathe in to bring it down again. And again, breathing out to lift and breathing in to lower. And again. Fantastic. So if you're happy to, add in that fancy footwork so your toes are pointed as you lift and they're towards you as you come back down again. Still, the kneecap is pointing straight ahead of you, so you haven't twisted through the thigh, and you should be feeling it through the side of that bottom cheek. 2 more. Lovely, and relax down. Our final one in this position, you're going to lift the top leg to the horizontal and glide it forwards and back. So this time you're polishing a table. If you can do, you're going to rest your top hand onto your top hip and see if you can keep your middle steady. If you feel you're wobbly, bring that top hand back in front of you. Two more times, forwards and back. Fantastic. And relax down again. Well done. Let the knees bend, give that bottom a good rub. We're then just going to do our arm openings and we'll do a few stretches before we finish. So you're going to bring your big head pad in front of you if you can do, if you've got one. Resting your hands ahead and imagine that your knees are blue tacked to the floor so that they're not going to move. And when you're ready, you're going to breathe out to lift your top arm. Follow it with your eyes as it goes all the way over behind you. And then breathe in to come back down again. And again, breathing out to go up and over. And breathing in to come down. 2 more. Really hopefully feeling a twist into the upper back. Allow yourself to stretch out. Last one. And then relax down. Fantastic. We're going to turn onto our back just to do a couple of stretches for those bottom muscles. So bringing yourself onto your back. If you haven't done these stretches before, you're going to need to listen hard. So we're going to start off by stretching out our piriformis muscle. So you're going to place your left ankle onto your right knee. You're then going to bring your right knee into your tummy, place your hands behind just the right knee and feel the stretch in your left bottom cheek. It can be quite a strong stretch, so go gently. And you're just going to hold it there for a few seconds. And then we're going to swap over. So you're going to place your right ankle onto your left knee. Bring the left knee into your tummy and feel the stretch in your right bottom cheek. And relax down again. On the next one, you're going to place your right arm out to the side away from you. Place your left hand onto your right knee and pull that right foot and knee across the body towards your left shoulder so you can feel it in the side of your right bottom cheek. You might let your body roll a little bit and that will give you a bit more of a stretch, but again, only go as far as you're comfortable with. And then swap over. So you're going to place your left arm out to the side away from you. Place your right hand onto your left knee and pull the left foot and knee across the body towards the right shoulder so you feel the stretch into your left bottom cheek. And relax down again. Just finishing off with the hamstrings, you're going to bring your left knee into the tummy, stretch the toes to the ceiling. You're going to go gently toes towards you and away again, just to feel a stretch coming down into your calf, but do be gentle. Once more, and then swap over. And on the other side, knee to tummy, stretch the toes to the ceiling and gently toes towards you and away again. One more time. Lovely, and relax down. So I'm going to stop there, but you might find yourself doing a couple of roll-ups just to allow yourself to finish off, or maybe finishing off with toy soldiers or a stretch to the ceiling. But otherwise, we hope to be back with you again soon. Do let us know how we've got on today, whether you've found that helpful or not, and we'll see you again. Thank you very much.